Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Today I get a really good video I want to talk about. I call it the Isaiah Matthew dilemma. This is a good dilemma against Christian apologists because I don't see any way a Christian could debunk this argument. So when we started right now, in the Gospel of Matthew, we found a famous line which is supposed to be about Jesus, like a prophecy about Jesus, saying, "Out of Egypt I call my son." And so it's basically supposed to be basically how Jesus' family moved out of Egypt and go and because King Herod was trying to freaking kill him, and his family move out. So this line actually comes from the book of Hosea 11, who won. But the problem with that is in the book of Hosea, it actually says it's Israel. It even say it's about the Messiah or anything like that. So I don't even know why Matthew is using this verse in the first place. And the next thing is, it literally after the verse, if you read the full context, it said that they worship idols out of Egypt. So you basically say Jesus worship idols, but yet Matthew say using this as a verse about Jesus. So the only conclusion you could come is that this verse is only talking about half. So that means prophecies could only be like, would say, part of it. So it could part of fulfill it. So basically Jesus fulfilled part of it. And that is a true prophecy. So and note, by the way, note that the Gospel of Matthew is supposed to be divinely inspired. God is technically quote unquote helping him write these books and all this. So the prophecy I'm about to tell you should be also considered one. Because in book of Isaiah 29:12, it said, "A man is given a book and told to read it, but you say, I am not learned." That sounds familiar. If you're a Muslim, you know this is talk about Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, because when Angel gave you a good one and hand him the verse, he said he cannot read, and Angel asked him again, he said he cannot read, and it's basically the same tradition. So, but a lot of Christians like to say, well, this can't be about Prophet Muhammad. If you read more the verse, they talk about the indeficient of intelligence. They talk about Israelite, and I say like, good argument. That's why I don't use this. But when I read about the Gospel of Matthew used those same arguments. So with that same logic, a Jew could call it basically technically Matthew and say, well, you're taking it out of context because Hosea is talking about Israel, and they talking about idols. So you say Jesus worship idols? And that's a good argument. So if Matthew, who's divinely inspired by the way, is using this and saying this could be prophecy, even though obviously we know Jesus didn't worship no idols or anything. So that means if you could fulfill part of a prophecy, that means you must be a true prophet, according to Matthew still. So with that logic, I mean, why not Prophet Muhammad is considered a true prophet? Because he fulfilled half of this prophecy about the Isaiah, because the Bible literally said he given a book and told to read it, and he replied, I am not learned. That is literally similar to Prophet Muhammad. So with that logic, you have to basically accept Prophet Muhammad as a prophet. And if you say this doesn't count, that means you have to reject the book. I reject Matthew as well, because Matthew using the same argument I using. So it's either you accept that Prophet Muhammad is a true prophet and you admit that he prophesied in the Bible, or you reject that, that means you also reject Matthew. So and if you reject Matthew, basically saying the Bible is unreliable, proving me correct again by saying the Bible is corrupted. But if you don't, I mean, if the Bible is true, you believe it's true from God, then yeah, I become a Muslim because Matthew is in the same argument. Yeah, you're basically getting a dilemma right there. You're screwed there because you had the idea. If you say it's Prophet Muhammad is not in nine is in Isaiah, then mean Matthew is wrong about Hosea as well. So yeah. So I don't know how Christians going to have their head along this. I would love to see the response for this because you kind of screwed there because you either have to accept that Matthew is circular, like inspiring stupidity, or so if he is circular, I mean, why you should even trust the Gospels? I mean, you show that they have wrong things. Sure, they're not divinely inspired from God. But if they are divinely inspired from God, and this is considered prophecies, then you could say Prophet Muhammad is in the Bible. So yeah, you're just in a dilemma. So yeah, I'd love to see you guys really look into this. Because if I was a Jew and a Christian try using this argument, obviously you can't use this argument against a Jew because the Jew doesn't have this type of thing. But if you're Christian, you're basically screwed. So yeah, I'd love to see you respond later.